minority institution, in the interest of all the minorities, minority students. We don't want any fund to build our mosque or anything. We want the government to do what is required to build this nation. If they want to develop this country, if they want this country to emerge as a superpower, and the overall development of the entire country is required, minorities are part of this particular country. You have to take care of this next generation of the minorities, especially the children, the students. We require a special package for the minority students, especially for the girl child. I think from last 4 or 5 years, what we have seen, only the sloganeering has happened. Beti Padhao Beti Bachao. That is good for slogan, but what we see on the paper when it comes to the budgeting, we see that numbers have come down. The budgeting to the schemes, particularly for the girl child, for their education, has come down, reduced drastically over the period of time. Moreover, the minority institutions, when we used to see the Maulana Azad MAEF, there was a fund for the there was a grant in aid for the construction of minority institutions, and it was there in IDMI program also. There is a huge there is no release of fund at all. There are many institutions who had taken the first installment, but they did not get the second installment. Many applications are just pending across the country, which we are seeing. Because I am the member in the Prime Minister 15-point program, which I am representing the government of Karnataka. I have represented the government of Karnataka. I have told in front of the Chief Secretary many times the kind of programs which have been run in Karnataka or in the Union government, especially for the minority children. What are we doing for their higher studies? Are we supporting them in the right direction? See, Padho Pardesh is a good scheme, but what is exactly we are doing other than just paying their interest? That's what is in paid. What about those who cannot even dream to go abroad, who cannot get a minimum loan from the government, from the bank, because they don't have any mortgage? So what is that? What is the policy which a government has? If anybody who is a meritorious student, is there any policy which government is ready to devise to uplift those who are deserving, those at least who are studious, meritorious students? Let's come out with some. We strongly urge, not for anything, but for these children, but for the future generation of this particular country, that we want an overall development of this country. It is not possible unless every section of the society is empowered. For the empowerment of minority children, especially this post-matric hostels, we need more. Working women hostels are required. Across, we require this infrastructure that is to be developed. We have seen, we used earlier, there were good funds with respect to MSDP. Now we call PMJVK. Funds are not getting released. The projects are not getting completed because of, you call it center blaming state or state blaming center. This is just one of the. But who is losing out of it? It is the minority institutions who are losing at the end of the day. What we expect as a minority institution, a helping hand from the government of India, from the union government, to help every needy, deserving student who wants to study. Please give them the opportunity. Do whatever you can do and devise that special strategy where you can actually just not that namesake scholarship which is not reaching the children. We want a scholarship which is demand driven. Not that we have only this much fund, we will only give this much, we will release only this much. In that, I am telling it to you, not even 30% of the students who are applying are getting the scholarship. Please, for the God's sake, make it a demand driven. It is just a mere 6,000 rupees that we are giving, but that 6,000 is not just 6,000, it is a life which we are making for one student. So we urge Government of India to make the entire scholarships as a demand driven, based on the demand. If the demand is more, you please infuse some cash into that particular program, because it is actually helping the really needy, poor Indians and minority students especially.